Welcome to my channel. My name is Ego the Messy Soaper, aka Gogo. I am so happy this week, and this week we'll be talking about the angled layered soap. So I took part in a soap challenge, my first soap challenge, and I've been over the moon about the soap challenge because it's my first, and I've been hoping that in Nigeria we would have something like this, to push our envelopes, push the button as to what we can do when it comes to techniques and soap designs in Nigeria. And I'm excited. Alas, God answered my prayers, and we had a soap challenge in Nigeria. All right. So there is a group I belong to. It's called Skills by Oge, and that was where that challenge took place. Okay, so an individual came forth to offer a particular prize for us to depict or replicate rather this soap. I'm going to put it somewhere here on my screen, okay, so you can see the soap. All right, I have never done a layered soap in my life. Never. Oh, I have done a normal layered soap. Where is it? Okay, something like this. I have done this, but what was expected was like in angles. Yeah, I don't know if that's what it's called, but I decided to give it that name, the angled layer soap. All right, so, and it was I saw the challenge at about 1 p.m, the previous day. I think I from 1 p.m the previous day to, like, let's say today, which is 6 p.m, which is the deadline. How many hours is that? I don't know. Well, some hours. Yeah, it took, for me to make my soap. So now I would want to say that these are the soaps here. I did this first soap, all right, and I chose my colors. Yeah, and I did not look at the picture right. Yeah, so when I poured this first layer, I made it a flat layer. All right, although I tilted it a bit because I don't know what I was thinking. But at that point, when it had solidified, before I poured this one, like hardened up a bit before pouring this layer, I knew I was going to do another soap. All right, and then what made it very sure for me was when I poured the lilac on this purple, it really didn't come through as I wanted it to. Okay, so let me just put it there. Yeah, it didn't come through as I wanted it to, so I knew I was going to be doing another one. And yeah, this is the one I did second. Yeah, and this won me the title. All right, my bragging rights for the first ever soap challenge on that group, as far as I'm concerned, and it came to me. At this point, I don't care if I don't win any other one, but as far as the Messy Soaper won the first one, it's good. I'm fine. I'm all right. So I'm here to celebrate my small wins with you guys, and also take you through the process of how I videoed the process, just in case. A lot of people came to my DMs asking me how I was able to achieve the pour. All right, so I videoed the process, and I would like you to share that process with me. So go ahead and see that video. Please subscribe to this channel, and if you're subscribed, thank you so much. You can go ahead and turn on the notification bell so that when a video drops, you are alerted. All right, so thank you so much. Till I come your way next week, happy soaping. So I start off by measuring out my oils, skin loving oils. And so what I did was I measured differently, my combination of oils, which was a bit more hectic. I was going for precision. I didn't want to make any mistakes whatsoever. So, but thinking about it, what I should have done was have my full badge, total badge and then split into 5 colors because we were required to do a 5 colored soap, 5 layer colored soap, right? And my first color here, as you can see, is black. And this was a combination of activated charcoal and black mica, right? I just wanted a bit more benefits in this soap. And now I am pouring this into my mold, laying flat, which was the first mistake I made because I really didn't study that picture well to make sure that I got every detail of the design of the soap. And so that was the first mistake I did not even realize at this point. And this is my second layer, which is pink. And you can see now I'm beginning to put my mold at an angle by putting a cloth under one side of the mold, tilting it to the other side. So one side is higher than the other side, and then I pour. That is what I should have done from the first layer, which is the black layer, but I messed it up at that point. As I said, I've never done an angled layer soap before, so this is my first try and this is new to me. Have I taken away some lessons, things that I should have done differently? Oh yes, of course. Yes. And that is why it's good for you to practice, because practice makes improvement. So this is my white layer and I'm going in with the white. As you can see, I have turned it the other way so that I can pour. I hope this makes sense. It's tricky and it's easy for you to make a mistake by pouring it in the same place you poured the last color. So you have to always do the turn when you want to pour the new color. Let it be where you're pouring the new color, let it be at a depression, like down. You're pouring down, and so that it's more on the base and then it's smaller at the top. I hope this makes sense. And if you don't understand, you can watch this video over and over and over again. So now, looking at it from this angle, you can see that the black is flat and other colors are angled. And at this point, I knew I had made a mistake. So, but because I was already at the end of this production, there was nothing really I could do. But I knew I was going to try again because Gogo does not give up. I must take on the challenge and figure it out, even if it's not the best, but at least I want to be sure that I have an idea and what I am thinking is right. So my second issue with this soap or challenge, as I said, was that I wanted to just like have a nice smooth transition into lilac from the purple, but it didn't come out as I wanted it to come out, as you saw earlier on in the video. I wanted a clear distinction between the deeper purple and the lilac, and it wasn't just giving me that. But is this a beautiful bar of soap? Oh yes, it is. The swirl recipe, this is a swirl recipe, and it helped me because I had to work with a very warm lye solution. So this swirl recipe helped me, and this is strictly for my students. Now, because I know that that soap might not cut it for the challenge, I decided the next morning. I had nightmares, trust me. I knew I had to redeem myself. So I woke up the next morning, the day of the deadline, and I decided to try again. And this is me trying again, and this time I used soap base to do this, and a different color scheme. Now, talking about color scheme, it's important to know your color wheel, your primary colors, the secondary colors, complementary colors that can complement each other, because we are using a 5-color scheme here, right? So it's important you get it right and know colors that will go with each other, complement each other nicely. If you get that wrong, it will be chaotic. So first, for your layers to come through as you would want it to, your choice of colors have to be on point. So as you can see, every time I have to pour, I have to turn my mold. Just make sure that where you're pouring, the next color is at the depression, at where your other color thinned out. I hope that makes sense. So now you see I'm still going to flip again and pour at that depression, right? I'll pour down, and because this is my last layer, I just kept it flat and poured. Please, if you do not understand this video, watch it over and over again for it to make sense. So hours after, I had to unmold my soap because we were approaching the deadline. If not that the deadline was around, I would leave the soap to sit more time in the mold, because this recipe is a very, very slow moving recipe, right? It gives you time to work with your swirls, and it did great for me because I had to work with a rather warm lye solution. So it did great for me. On a normal day, it would stay for me to do all my swirls. So we're cutting into the soap, the first soap, and of course what I thought came true. The black color is flat, it's not at an angle, and the lilac, as you can see, you can see the lilac, but the purple, I don't know, there's something wrong up there for me. It wasn't just coming through as I wanted it. So I'm glad I went in for a second round, and this was a bit more perfect, close to what the soap requirements wanted, and I was happy with this, and this won me the challenge. So I'm excited. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Thank you. See you next week, and I love you so much. Please subscribe to this channel, like and comment. God bless you.